What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the Living Room TRT. I am your host, Big Ran, along with my homeboy Tony Tony's in the house.
Yes I am. How y'all doing this morning?
He forget he gotta speak a little louder.
No, I ain't gotta speak a little louder. Just gotta listen a little harder.
See what I'm saying? He act like he got the mic right on him. Anyway, welcome to we back on location, people. I'm kind of glad to be back on location. I love when we shoot on location. Anyway, today's story is an unusual story. It's about a young man who got his... No, I was about to say something, but I ain't gonna say that. It was a young man who got in a situation with police. 3 policemen beat down 1 man. And I know this is unusual, so what's so new about that story? Well, this man was white that they were beating on.
Is it that it's unusual or that they don't publicize it?
Both. Matter of fact, let me hit you with what I want to hit you with. Innocent white man beaten by police. Let's take it from there. That right there, that tells it all right there. Innocent white man beaten by police.
Now, why would you say innocent?
Because that's what allegedly a white man's never guilty in my book. That's how I look at it. Sorry about that.
I'm glad that's your personal view.
It's not my personal view.
Is.
I'm just okay.
That's how you personally feel about it.
Okay, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I hear you. Hold on, let me get the story. Let me get the story together. Did you get it out yet?
Yeah, 3 Arkansas law enforcement officers were suspended Sunday following social media outrage over a video that shows a suspect being held down on the ground and beaten. I saw the video myself, and it was
it's funny. This
quite disturbing.
Oh man, the camera done fell over and everything.
Get yourself together.
What's going on, camera? Okay, there we go. Now we back. As you know, we podcasting out of the ride. Oh, he fell off his bike, y'all.
What happened?
Oh, he took a tumble.
I didn't see that.
He took a tumble.
Yeah, he got that stupid look on his face.
He got that look on his face like, damn, this didn't happen.
Yeah. Now he trying to ride off all cool.
Yeah.
No,
you all right? All right, brother.
So I didn't see that coming.
Anyway, get back to the story, man. Let me get back to it. This, you know what's unusual about this? This happened in Marbury, Arkansas. 3 Arkansas law enforcement officers were suspended, and state police launched an investigation after a video posted on social media showed 2 of them beating a suspect while the 3rd officer held him down on the ground. The governor said that the U.S. Justice Department Civil Rights Division planned to conduct an investigation separate from the state police. Now let me get this man's name. Let me.
What did he allegedly do? Did you?
It doesn't say, man.
I heard something yesterday about he spat on one of them.
He spat on one of them.
Yeah. He was fined for. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We seen punching.
State police. Oh man, yo, this is crazy. The person they were beating on name is Randall Worcester. He's 27 of Goose Creek, South Carolina. But you weeping on the Carolina boy. You don't remember that? What out of that country? That's that Gucci. Watch yourself. He said Worcester was released on Monday after taking his ass whooping for $15,000 bond. When asked how he was feeling, he said all right. An attorney who escorted him from the jail declined to comment on his behalf. Worcester was pushing a bicycle as he left the jail. The father declined to make it does say why he was booked though. County police, I hold my employees accountable for their actions. Okay, that's the sheriff talking. We don't really care what he's saying. You know you're going to hold him accountable because he was white. It says here, once we get the facts and evidence, we'll prepare a case and find a summary and turn it over to the prosecutor, Brian said. So right now, they don't even know. They just sell cell phone video, often violent police interaction. Has put a spotlight on officers conducted in recent years, particularly since the 2020 killing of George Floyd. I just want everybody to know this was a typical, no, it wasn't a George Floyd ass whooping. because George Floyd didn't make it. So I'm not going to say it was a typical George Floyd ass whooping. But it's an unusual ass whooping because he was right. Worcester, Goose Creek, South Carolina. It was an unusual ass whooping because he was white. That's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm putting out on our page. That's how the show is going to go down. I'm putting that out there, man. Yeah.
So you're saying the white people don't take the same ass whooping?
No. Because they get to live after their ass whooping.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
They said something about territorial, terrorist. Oh, okay. He faces charges of terroristic threatening,
Terroristic threat.
resisting
Okay,
arrest, and other assault charges.
Okay, I see it right here. You're right.
Go ahead.
He said he was taken to the hospital, then released and booked into the Van Buren County Jail on multiple charges, including second-degree battery, resisting arrest, and making terroristic threats, state police said. Like I said, he was released on $15,000 bail after taking that ass whooping. Here's the thing that made me bring up the story. It says 2 Crawford sheriff's deputies and 1 Murray police officer was suspended, city and county authorities said. Now I want you to hear what I said. 2 county sheriffs and 1 police officer. 2 county sheriffs and 1 police officer. 2 of them county sheriffs should know better. They have the jurisdiction
now.
now.
Know better. They
So,
stated that wasn't in their line of training. That's
what
the first thing they
if
said on the
that
news.
third officer, that third person wasn't the county, he was the police officer, and he had to do what they say, because you know they take charge when they on the
take
scene.
precedence?
Yes, they take. See, you see what I'm saying about our podcast? Say the word again.
No.
Say it again.
No.
And say it so they can hear it.
Presidents. They heard me the first
Okay,
time.
what I'm saying, nobody can hear you, Billy D.
I don't know what that means.
You sit there, you Billy D, like the mic gonna just pick you up because it's in front of you.
Okay. You want to
Okay.
get the right equipment to pick me up?
Oh shit! Here we go with the solid demon. Anyway, I just find it kind of unusual. And yes, he's from Goose Creek, South Carolina.
Goose Creek, South.
Where the hell is Goose Creek, South Carolina?
I was about to ask you.
Goose Creek's that never heard of it. That got to be on the other side. Definitely ain't on the 95 side. I traveled that 95 side from the tip of North Carolina down to Georgia. Ain't no Goose Creek on that side.
Goose Creek.
Goose Creek. And like I said, his name was Randall Worcester, 27 of Goose Creek, South
So I guess he
Carolina.
was visiting in Arkansas?
Mm-hmm. Everybody's
Got
taking
out of jail kind of fast.
He got out of jail kind of fast. The officers got suspended even faster. Some of them may be fired even faster, which doesn't happen in the black community. When an officer whoops somebody's ass in the black community of that magnitude, he's allowed to go back to work. He may get desk duty. You know, he won't be allowed in the street. He may get desk duty. He may be allowed to step back on the street, but he might be able to do just desk
They
duty.
got that camera footage kind of fast, too.
He got the camera footage kind of felt like I tell you, he was right. Politics is different when your color changes. I'm sorry to say that. That makes the show and everything controversial. But there's every ethnic group has a certain thing that they're allowed to do that other ethnic groups are just not allowed to do. And crime and white people is just one of them. I'm sorry. They're allowed to get away with a lot of things that we wouldn't get away with. You know, I just don't understand it. You know, same crime, same passion. I mean, but you know, hey.
So you say that doesn't happen from here to
I'm saying right now that people may think we got a one-up. This might be one of the most dangerous cases we ever seen. How much you think they're going to reward this young man for taking a ass whooping of that magnitude and then being called a terrorist? Now, what if it's true? What if he is turned out to be, he is a terrorist?
Wait a minute, when did this happen?
You know what I'm
yesterday?
saying? A couple of days ago, I believe. We go back to the story. I don't even say.
Okay, August 23rd.
August 23rd.
I'm sorry, this one says August 22nd.
Video circulated and them whooping that boy's ass. That's something else, man.
And the police, I seen it on the news. The police noticed the one that was beating him in the face, noticed that he was being filmed and his whole face changed. Like, oh shit.
It says one of the officers repeatedly punches the man in the head and bashes his head against the pavement.
That same dude.
State police said that the man accused of making threats in the shop early on Sunday morning. What shop? In a shop, it says.
Yeah, it was
All
a
3
store.
officers have been removed from active duty on paid leave pending on investigation into their conduct. See, they're still getting their on-duty paid leave, but I can understand. Depending on this outcome of this investigation, man, y'all might go broke. It said that police said that when the officers confronted the 27-year-old Randall Worcester, he pushed the deputy on the ground and punched the back of his head, leading to the arrest seen in the video. Mr. Worcester, who was taken to the hospital, faces terrorist threatening and resisting arrest, criminal trespass, criminal mischief, and assault charges, police said. A video of the arrest appears to show one officer beating the suspect while repeatedly knees him in the back. Both are dressed in uniform of the Crawford County Sheriff's Office. The third officer restrains the man on the ground. So two of these officers are dressed the same in the county sheriff's, and the other one is just a plain ordinary police officer. But it doesn't tell you which county he's a police officer in. The suspect covers his head in his hands and appears to be trying to roll up into a ball to protect himself. Yeah, they was giving him the business.
You talking about the Crawford County Sheriff?
Oh, that's what. Now that's. I want to know who the police department is. The clip has been viewed millions of times. I wonder what some of the captions are, if they viewed it millions and millions of times. What could be some of the caption? That's what would surprise me. Huh? Non-black man takes an ass whipping. Huh? Because that's how would they put that?
You have to look it up. Because I'm sure it's voiced all kind of ways.
Okay, so now he's from the Marbury Police Department, so that's where we found that out, because the chief made a statement. In a statement released Sunday evening, the Marbury Police Chief Shannon Gregory said the city of Marbury and the Marbury Police Department take these investigations very seriously. A white boy from South Carolina gets his ass whipped in Arkansas.
Right.
You don't have two countries. You can't have two country states. That's old money going against old money. Somebody got to come up on. Good old boys can't go against the good old boys. You laughing, man. I'm being dead serious, man. I'm sitting here podcasting, sweating bullets, man. But I'm telling the true story.
No, we don't know the truth.
That is the truth.
That's their truth.
That's the truth as I see it.
They saying, okay, so you believe that he was giving terroristic comments and all of that?
What I believe is that he ran into some officers who didn't give a shit about where he was from. They could care less about the color of his skin. They could care less about what he was thinking or how he was thinking.
So
they told old boy, get on the floor. Old boy ain't get on the floor. And they went to work on old boy.
Well, it's basically, from what I heard, you got to hear the rest of the story. You got to hear the beginning. You got to hear the whole beginning of what transpired before the police was called. All of that.
They went to work on old boy. What else is there to say?
What led up to it don't matter?
I put on the AC.
You didn't have to tell me that.
I'm just saying.
I thought the reason the windows closed for,
Yeah, I guess you can't have one Southerner beating on another Southerner. That ain't shit.
This ain't
how you let him go? I mean, he went down from, but he's from Carolina, so you got to understand. I hate to say it, but when you from that part of town and you're part of the world and you know what it is. Southern boy just can't beat on a Southern boy without there being some type of repercussion. And in this case, damn, and I hate to say it, man. I've been joking all along, but there's a time to be serious about everything. But in this realm of the South, when you go south, southeast, southwest, depending on which part of the Southwest you go to, I can say this about all, but there's a respect level from state to state when it comes to South. So when things like this happen, somebody's head is going to roll, because somebody as a politician or as a Democrat is not going to allow that to happen in their southern states.
Somebody's head is going to roll because it was videoed.
Yeah, well, I mean, that too.
Would have been bypassed if it wasn't videoed.
That too.
So that goes to say that shit does happen that's not really brought to the forefront.
Shit
If there was no
does
video,
happen. No
this
video.
wouldn't even be on the news. And that's whether he black, white, or whatever. This wouldn't have been on the news.
You're right
You'd
about
have heard
that.
something in the background about it when he finally got a payoff, if he get a payoff. That means plenty of people who did this broad daylight. People say the only reason he alive because he wasn't black.
They done got everybody involved. Arkansas Governor Asia Hutchinson is involved. See, these many people don't get involved when the man is black. I'm sorry, they just don't. Not this.
I don't think it's that. I think it's the video.
Do
The video.
as Black Lives Matter? Do you march in this?
How could do you march on it? You don't need to march on it. They already doing what they supposed to do. They're already doing what they're supposed to do.
They're investigating. No, I'm just asking. It's still police brutality.
We protest when they're not doing what they're supposed to do.
So you
Go
telling
ahead.
me because they're not protesting because the white officer whooped his ass is what he's supposed to do?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm saying they're not protesting because the legal system's doing what they automatically suspended them. You already said how fast the suspensions came.
Came too damn fast.
Okay, then. So they're doing what we usually
Are
protest.
you surprised at how fast
What
it came?
we usually protest for is something to be done. They're already doing it.
Okay, I'm just asking you. Are you surprised that they protest so fast?
I'm surprised they beat the hell out of him like that. I'm
Because
shocked from
he's
the
white?
beginning. No,
Why?
just because it was
Just 'cause
blatant
he's
and
a
you're a
man.
police officer.
Wow.
You're a police officer who's supposed to prevent these type of things from happening. So who polices the police?
I ain't shocked about
Somebody should have jumped out the car and arrested police officers.
that. I ain't shocked about that.
I didn't say I was shocked.
How does a citizen make an arrest on a police officer? How can you, my thing is, if citizen arrest exists, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can a citizen arrest a police officer, or you can only arrest on your level? A citizen arrest means a citizen's arrest, not anybody above the law above a citizen status when it comes to law. That's what
First
I mean.
of all, nobody should be above the law.
No, okay, well I changed that.
I know. I'm saying I'm going.
I'm saying that as a citizen, you see a police officer whooping somebody's ass. You as a citizen want to jump in, hey, stop that, don't do that. If you physically get involved,
Right.
you are interfering with an arrest.
Yes, you are.
So you can't physically stop somebody from getting their ass whooping, although
Only
it should
if
be
you
done.
got it on video. If you got it on video, you can.
So you
Because
say,
if you
Right.
don't have it on video, it's
Right.
gonna look like you helping the assailant or whatever you want to call it.
helping this.
But if you got it on video that you're out there, yo, you shouldn't be beating him like that. He's just beat like that, like this went on with a white dude, and you walked up on some shit like that, yo, you shouldn't be beating him, and they didn't stop, and you grabbed him to stop him from beating him in the face.
I'm surprised other Caucasians who were out there didn't help him.
What does it matter whether he was Caucasian or not?
Well, it just goes to show me whether black or white. Most people are gonna watch police whoop that ass. Doesn't matter the color. Nobody wants to get involved.
No, you want to get involved, but you don't. You know what the consequence of getting involved is.
If I'm seeing a man get physically abused like that by police, I'm gonna get involved.
Well, that's the point I'm trying to make.
I'm prepared to say, listen, regardless of what you did, you don't deserve to get that type of ass whooping. So I'm gonna be man enough to say, listen, I'm gonna help take that ass whooping, because I'm definitely gonna take an ass whooping jumping in there.
Yeah.
And being that I'm black and I'm big, it's gonna be extra hard for me than it is for him. Cause they're gonna be like, oh, you got a nigga that just wanna get involved. He involved. Oh, you think this is Jesus? You wanna carry his cross? They're gonna come for me. I'm just saying figure of speech. Wasn't the Solomon black when he carried Jesus' cross? Yes, he was.
Okay.
It was a black man who came to Jesus' rescue.
So what are you insinuating?
I'm just insinuating that maybe all black men are heroes already.
But wait a minute. What you said just
I said
now.
it.
Wait a minute.
I said it.
Wait a minute. You
Go ahead.
said a black man assisted Jesus.
I said a black man named Solomon assisted Jesus.
So why
When
would a
Jesus
black
was
man
being,
assist another black man?
you see, it's very hard to do. It's very hard to do. We about to get into some stuff here, man.
We ain't getting into nothing. Don't start.
I'm gonna save that. I want to save that for mythical Greek and African, mythicals. Because I got some coming up, man. African mythology and Greek mythology. I got some shit coming up. Because most people would say they're the same, two different gods. You know, he handing out some pepes. Should have took one. He ain't asked us if we want to fry. Maybe we want to eat too. Ooh, she must don't see that bus turning that corner, huh?
That's why she got the hell out there.
That bus turned the corner with some aggression. Out the way, sister, bus turning. But anyway, my whole thing about the situation is that it's unusual. If it is happening, where you see white people beating down white people, where you see white officers beating down white citizens, and if you taped it or you know and it hasn't been taped, this is the first that I have seen. Now, I've heard of many. I have people who tell me stories about it, but this is the first I have ever seen captured on video. I have never seen anything like that captured on video to that severe. Like I said, I almost compared it to the George Floyd until I realized George Floyd didn't survive. This man got an opportunity and they still took him to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? He's fucked up. That man was fucked up, though.
He wasn't fucked up.
He was fucked up.
Not for the beating he looked like he got.
He was fucked up.
He should, the way it looked like they beat the hell out of him, looked like he just had broken ribs. He should have had a brace on his neck. All of that.
But
He
you
probably
don't know
should have had a
that's
concussion.
You don't know if he didn't have all that. They didn't give him.
And he didn't have all that in no 3 days getting released from no hospital.
Why? Just because he got out the hospital in 3 days, he
listen,
couldn't have had nothing?
It looked like he had a hella fine
That man, they
beating.
could have gave that man internal injuries, beat him half to death on the inside. You don't know.
If they would have did that, they wouldn't have released him.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. Poor guy. Poor guy got to sit there and suffer with the fact that he went to the hospital for a reason. So when he went to the hospital, faking his injuries? He went
I'm
for
not
the money?
saying he didn't get the hell. I said, at the extent of the video, looked like he would have had much more damage.
At the extent of the video, it looked like he took an ass whooping.
Okay.
He took an ass whooping that most black men would take on a normal. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to say that he you know.
What are you trying to say?
Something went wrong.
Something went wrong.
Something went wrong.
Something went wrong before this
Something
incident.
went wrong. Something went wrong. It had to be whether they couldn't understand the language or... You don't usually find white cops beating on no white citizen. I'm sorry.
Language.
I don't... Well, I'm telling you, with the South barrier. That
He spoke fine when he spoke on the news.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about as far as what you're hearing on the news. I'm talking about the dialogue between two people who are angry. You don't know what was said, what was translated.
The cops shouldn't have been angry, so it shouldn't have been two people.
Okay, well, we all know that. We all know the cops shouldn't have been a lot of things, but he was. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they all three of them were. For one to hold down and two to start swinging, somebody was angry. I'm not denying that. I ain't denying that nobody was angry. What I'm saying at this point is that somebody somewhere decided to say, oh, you know what, we captured this white. What if the person who was recording was black? Would a white person record another white person?
I don't get the relevance.
Because the way that the video moved, it moved so fast that I'm thinking it had to come from somebody of non-color to make that move so fast. Because you like,
people of color don't move that quick? No,
because they don't respond to people of color that quick. Especially when they're complaining about something else. None of that gets heard of. Like I said, all of this came about quick, man.
Okay, I don't think it was a color situation.
What do you think it was?
I don't know. I didn't think it was the matter whether the person holding the camera was black or white. It was all I see was a person beaten. And it was a relief that he wasn't black.
So you mean to tell me being of color doesn't make a difference in this situation?
Not in what happened, no.
What do you think takes a part in this then?
I'm talking about with the person holding the camera. That don't matter what color he was.